Well, we have limited means.
I ask for a high back chair, you give me low cut weeds in some fraternity house washroom.
You can't really smoke in here.
What? Let's just get this over with. All right, are we ready here or what?
We're rolling.
We're rolling. Okay. All right. You're going to ask me questions?
Yes.
At some point. I hope so. You can speak, right? English, the English language.
So what do I think about Chuck as a director? Can I get back with you on that?
Why Frankenstein? Well, first of all, it's a known commodity. You wouldn't know what Frankenstein is unless you're a troglodyte or a rock living under another rock. And it's one of the great stories of Western literature. Mary Shelley wrote it when she was 19 years old. Changed the face of romantic literature. And I've always wanted to do an adaptation of Frankenstein that was my own, that sort of brought it into new territory and brought it into the 21st century. And so here we are.
He'll tell you if you're messing up. He cares about his product, and he's very blunt.
Next question. Postmodern. Well, be careful who you ask that question, or you're liable to get a novel's worth of answer. Postmodern is a term that really doesn't have much of a definition. It's a term that gets thrown around a lot, whether you're talking about Picasso, or whether you're talking about Andy Warhol, or Kafka. But postmodern in this respect means, I like to think that it means more irony. More irony, less literalism. And with the postmodern Prometheus and Frankenstein, of course the novel is called Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus, and this is the postmodern Prometheus, so it updates it into the 21st century, which is where this play is set, and that's the context in which I use postmodernism. But once again, beware of anybody who can give you a solid definition to that term. They're probably talking out of their ass.
Still want something. How can I put this without actually? Oh hell, he's blunt. Just flat out blunt. He won't. Never mind.
Simpletons.
He's blunt. yeah, he's very honest with his feelings, and that's great as an actor. Great, very great to hear exactly what your director's thinking all the time. But it's great.
Well, Masthead was started in 1995 by Barry Bradford, and it was his goal to bring literature, curriculum-based theater to the masses. Their first show was Moby Dick, and after that was Beowulf, and they did the Harlem Renaissance, A Stronger Soul Within a Finer Frame, wonderful show. I was in their first production of Shakespeareans in 1999, and directed the second production of it in 2010. And so Masthead's been around for quite some time. The Bradfords sadly moved to Louisiana in 2008, and I've been sort of overseeing Masthead ever since. And we did our first show as the new Masthead was in 2010. Last year we did, I wrote The House of Poe and directed that, which was 6 stories by Edgar Allan Poe. It was a big success for us, and we're following it up this year with Frankenstein.
I just tell people the relationship that Chuck and I have. He's like a puppet master, and I'm his marionette. He pulls a string, I smile. He pulls another string, I run to a wall. It's a wonderful relationship.
Perpetuators of asinine fatuity.
He has a tendency to abuse me a lot.
The cast. Well, the cast is, what can I say, they're wonderful. They're an amazingly talented group of adapters. They're people who are terribly adaptive. And I mean adaptive in the fact that I saw some of their previous work. And it was very interesting.
My name is Jared Madewell. I'm in this play. I'm playing Dr. Henry Clairvaux.
Ridiculous wasters of my time and the time of every other carbon being.
Hi, I'm Randy Forrester. I am going to be playing Dr. Roland Percy in Frankenstein, Postmodern Prometheus.
Does anyone in here have some scotch? Anyone? Hello?
My name's Jessica Page, and I'm playing the role of Elizabeth. Love it. This is my first foray into horror theater, and I've been dragged off the film as I am a horror actress. If there is a red-headed, pale chick that dies in a film, it's very likely me.
I hate them.
Did you try not to look directly in the camera, maybe a little bit like my right shoulder?
Oh, over your right shoulder? Is that what you want?
Yes, if that's not a problem.
Oh, no, not at all. You're a talented man. It's quite an ability you have there to stretch your arm all the way across this floor and right up the difference between the script and the novel. Well, I don't know this may come as a surprise to the likes of you, but the book is, in fact, a book. It's meant to be read. You open it up and there's words on it, and I know that might be a bridge too far for you, but there are words on it and you read them and you take it in, and you can do it while sitting in a chair watching, Honey Boo Boo or whatever it is you watch. And the script, of course, is a play. It's meant to be seen and not read, and I spent about 6 months working on it. And it's, of course, set in the modern day, or postmodern day, I guess as the title would insinuate, in the 21st century, set right now, with iPhones and iPads and computers and all the trappings that go therein. I wanted to bring it into a new light. When people think about Frankenstein, they think Gothic castles. The first thing they think about is Boris Karloff in a really substandard makeup job. What do you think, I'm a Muppet? Well, you're just gonna flap your little hands and I'm gonna do whatever you say?
And really,
You rig this set. The Roland Hayes is a wonderful space. It has some of the best acoustics I've ever worked in. It's one of the only spaces I've ever worked in where you can be sitting in the back or sitting in the front row and hear people speak just as clearly. It's wonderful. It's a 500-seat concert hall, primarily designed for music. It's a semi-thrust stage. But we like it for our theater. It works really, really well. This is our 3rd year there. And it's worked out really well for us. The people at UTC are wonderful, awesome to be perfectly honest, and it's right in the heart of UTC, middle of a hub of activity, and it's a good place for us to work. So we'll probably stay there for the indefinite future. Thank you. Neanderthal. Why should people come see the show? Well, I mean, they're more than happy to sit at home and watch the Desperate Housewives of Ringgold or whatever it is that they're watching. I don't know. They're more than welcome to do that and waste their time and destroy their brain cells. But if they have 2 brain cells to rub together, I would recommend that they come see the Frankenstein, the Postmodern Prometheus. It's a wonderful show. Also, tickets are only $6, which is half the price of a 3D movie ticket, which means 2 people could come and see Frankenstein for the same price it costs for 1 person to see a Michael Bay movie. You take me into some fraternity house washroom, and then you tell me what to do.
We tried really hard.
Why don't you just be quiet for a moment? I think you've talked enough. Thank you. Is there a beer around here? There we go. Beer. It really is a bottled failure, isn't it? A pretense, an imposter, it really wants to be scotch. Or bourbon. But it's not. Like the rest of these fools that I surround myself with.
All right, Jesse, I think we got it.
Oh, thank you. He is such an ass. I'm not kidding. Whoa, are we still rolling?
Scotch!